Norlis, how many items are you identifying? Just two?
I do not
That's
know
proof.
how many I was given.
I
I think that was
believe
up
it
for
was
other
two.
players. I didn't have any items on my person to identify, so the question is actually posed to the party of who handed items to Normalists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
only two.
believe it was. I believe Tourmaline handed you the blade,
Yes,
and
and
Snowcap handed you the staff. Okay,
yes, I think so.
all right. So you do that, and I'd say you kind of do that immediately. You'd have that information, and meanwhile, now Jevabu is doing their short rest, and sorry, not short rest, sorry, watch, and you can engage too. So roll a perception check.
I'll do mine at disadvantage because I'm doing the identify.
That's fair. Well, yeah, I guess I identified you're doing it ritually, so it takes like 10 minutes. Okay.
Damn.
All right.
I nat 20'd
That
and
does
nat 1.
fuck?
You can't
Oh
even.
That's
my
You're
god.
kidding.
What?
I nat 20 then. That's fantastic. I love that. Great first
So-
roll.
You
out of
played yours.
out of
Your first roll. Played
right,
yourself.
so it works out because you both have 14. So it's you guys managed. Oh, more so. I'd say how do I say this? Norlis, you managed to identify the items. Meanwhile, well, actually, or more so, as time goes past, things are mostly silent until suddenly, a good like an hour or so in, you hear a weird whispery sound of "Return the face. Return it, please. You have to. You cannot. In that case, my wrath shall be pressed upon you. Return the face." And it seems to be just this weird whispery sound that you can kind of hear, and
Am I
Kinda
hearing
goes
it or
away.
is it in my mind? I think it's a
You can
differentiation.
hear. Let me. You hear it, and it sounds like it's coming from above you, kind of amongst like the stalactites and the cave of the ceiling of the cave. It's
All
kind
right.
of like slightly echoes, but not really enough to seem like a real echo.
Okay. I'm assuming Zebu on watch is hearing this as well, or am I the only one hearing it?
Jebabu heard it just as well.
It seems someone wants us to return the vase. I'm not against that. That I don't think we actually have any need or great use of the vase. No.
I do not believe that is a direct goal of any of us.
A direct goal. I'm sorry. I don't
The
know if
vase.
like it's anything one of us particularly needs. Is that what you mean?
Correct.
Yes. No. I think when we have some downtime, I can form a teleportation circle and return us to Jacobsfeld and return that. Now the matter is, if I remember that long enough with everything else going on chaotically around us, to properly do that. But
Minor question.
yeah.
Okay. I think did Sardonyx give anyone the wooden box with a fish on it?
No.
It's still in the
Okay.
face.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's helpful. The others, I wish. The necklace you could keep. Box, I wish much more. And a whistle I've already acted upon. Nautilus and Jevabu, roll a history check or insight. Albeit this will be kind of a weird choice of insight.
So instead of a nat 1, I rolled a nat 2. So that's a total
Okay.
of 12.
Okay, Jevabu, you're not sure at all about this. Nautilus, you can so you said some stuff out loud that may or may not interest the whispers, but the whispers seem to continue, and they mentioned a whistle. Now, what you kind of remember is that the items that were gained from that place was the vase. There's a little box. There was a necklace which Amethyst or no, sorry, Amethyst, sorry, Tourmaline's currently wearing, and then there's a whistle, and the whistle is not something that anyone here has, and you're thinking that it was either Korim or Uhtred who had it. And given they said they already acted upon it, that could be bad? Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's just in case I cut out. It flickered, scaring me. I'm so warm. I don't want this.
Okay.
I don't remember us giving it to Korim. Did he just take it, or?
Thorin did not have any of them, if I remember correctly.
Or Uhtred was
Uhtred, I believe, had
be
it.
a more likely candidate to have taken it.
Okay, I gave it away. Shit. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I kind of want to give you a little bit of an option since you did do it 12.
You're
but
fine.
if you sort of think about it more, you probably would get it down to Uhtred. Meaning, something could have happened to Uhtred.
Well, he's dead. So. Right, so they want the necklace. No, the necklace we can keep. The box needs to be returned. The vase needs to be returned. And the whistle exists, is functionally what I was told.
Yes, it's meaning it's either been returned or they already killed the person who had it or something. You don't know.
Cool.
Regardless,
That's
you
the
don't
information I
hear
got.
the whispers anymore. The whispers seem to kind of lessen, and you just kind of stop hearing them. Okay. After a while, you guys kind of towards the end of your rest. Actually, let me ask you a question. Is this the only short rest you guys are? Sorry, not short. Sorry. At the end of your not rest, watch. Did you guys determine anyone to do the next watch or no?
No, but probably just wakes. Probably Tourmaline, because Drat seemed exhausted.
I was going to take next watch.
Okay.
So, wake up with style.
I can't wake up with style. People are sleeping on me.
So,
You're right.
Tourmaline, as you kind of start your watch, I would like you to roll an insight check before even perception. And this is, I use insight for all sorts of stuff. So this might be a weird choice of insight again. Tourmaline. Okay. So before I say this, it seems to be that the other people, seem to have gotten. Actually, let me rephrase this before we even do this. Normalus, would you have just kind of gone to sleep, or would you have, when kind of Tourmaline woke up, would you tell them anything?
I would have talked to them briefly.
Okay.
So, we heard voices. Don't really know where they're from or who they were, but back when you were not this form, you were the form of Miss Sniffless, we came across a vase, a box, and a few other things, and the voice asked that we return them, or functionally that we suffer consequences. We haven't made terrible use of the vase as of yet, nor the box, which I don't know if I even know what the box is. I can't fully remember that case, but unless you vehemently protest, I do think at some point in the near future we should return those. Because it doesn't make... We're not dragons, we don't need to hoard things we aren't using, no?
No, I don't. We don't need it. The face is already, well, whatever Sardonyx needed it for, she's already completed that goal. And I was assuming it was to stop that giant's head from rotting.
I believe that's the only thing that it preserves things that are placed within it. It's not.
Mhm.
I'm not even sure why they want it back so terribly. It doesn't. Maybe I'll take a look at it further at some point soon.
If I
I'm a
remember
little curious
correctly,
now.
it's mm, it. Sorry, my memory is still a bit janky.
Roll D10, Tourmaline.
D10.
Yeah. Flip a coin.
Oh boy.
Let me
Do
know.
back
Let me know
flip.
if it's tails. If it's heads, nothing happens. If it's tails, let me know.
All right. It's heads.
Okay. You feel like you just for a second there. You almost feel like you know something. Like there's something kind of about it, but it just kind of vanquishes out of your mind before you can really think about it. Okay. Right. So Norlison's going to sleep along with Jevaboo, and you. Well, actually, am I rushing this, or are we good?
No, you're
I didn't
fine.
know if
No,
there's
you go
more you were
ahead.
gonna say.
Go
Okay, good.
ahead.
Okay, good. Okay, good. And you ended up doing a rest, and so here's where we're at. I asked you to now. Okay, I asked you. Your perception's nice, but I did want you, Amethyst, to roll a insight.
Inside. Okay.
Yeah, but we can use that perception a little later. But okay, you realized that you left another siren waiting for you in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
So either that person is one, just kind of waiting there. Two, is at some point going to enter this room to see what happened. Or three, has left that room that they were staying at. Regardless, they aren't here right now, so it's unclear why. About like some hours have passed.
Damn, I wish I had better memory because I would have addressed that, and I completely forgot that that happened.
If you feel like I should have, yeah, there was.
No, you're fine. It's not
Yeah.
your fault. It's things happen.
Nautilus got stabbed.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
things happen.
Okay. Okay, so with that out of the way, you can do your watch, Tourmaline, unless assuming you stay in place. If you leave, let me know.
No, almost like
And
stay in place.
okay, you kind of
Um,
hear. Oh, I'm sorry. Did something happen? Umbi?
I didn't hear you guys for a second, but when Tormlin wakes up for watch, Snowcap will join Tormlin.
Okay. I assume is this something Snowcat planned to have done, or do you think like by fate they'll do that? Actually, that's a weird way to say it. Sorry, my question is that something they were aware Snowcap would have done, or no? I don't know why I said it that way. Okay. I feel like that could be viewed as me. I don't know. Regardless, whatever. Okay. So back onto the circumstance. Uh, Tourmaline, you kind of you feel like you hear something kind of weird.
Mhm.
It's coming not from really where you'd think it'd be coming, but it's seeming to come from this chest,
Mhm.
which, unless I'm wrong, Draught never relocked.
Mhm.
Did you ever look in the chest, Tourmaline?
Yes.
So you would know it seems to have a ladder going down. Actually, wait, I take it back. Do you actually, let me rephrase that. Do you remember seeing a ladder? I guess you didn't. Never mind. That's me giving too much information. Okay. You kind of hear the sounds, though, of a ladder. As someone, like, kind of walking up a ladder. It's very subtle, because there is also the normal cave sounds going on, but you can kind of hear it, just barely. Just barely. Um, But the thing is given the unique circumstance with that well, the chest is if there is a ladder in there, there's probably a good like 5, maybe 6 feet or so that aren't a ladder. So if something's climbing up a ladder, it's hard to say if they're gonna get all the way or what. Do you check out the chest? Assuming it is coming from a chest, it might not be coming from a chest. It could be some interior
I'll
structure inside
probably
something, or
change to like right here.
okay.
You should continue resting, Snowcat.
Oh, is Snowcap awake? Oh.
I said about the watch thing.
Oh, I thought you'd be doing the next watch after
No, I
Tourmaline.
meant with Tourmaline.
Oh, I completely misunderstood. Now I feel bad. Okay. I assumed like okay, yeah, oh god, okay. In
I
that
already rolled
case,
for perception, so
what did you get? Oh shit.
I got 20.
Okay. Yeah. You for a fact, Snowcap, would know that yes, something, a medium-sized creature that vaguely sounds well, it sounds like they're potentially muscular in some way, but also more so at least heavy. And you were probably not necessarily heavy set, but at least you know they're heavier than you probably, because you can hear distinct cracks of a like forming on a what seems like a ladder inside this chest, which is a weird thing to think about, but given you if you looked inside, you would kind of get an idea of it. Um, and you also hear like a slight flame sound. I would like. How do I go about this? I think I know. Where's the thing I'm looking for? There we go. I was looking at. Okay. I would like Greffa. Roll a acrobatics check.
Hell yeah. Oh, just rolled that to GM accidentally.
That's okay. That works. Tourmaline and Snowcap. You seem to see suddenly a like the lid of the chest springs open and comes
Snowcat.
forth someone and as that happens immediately someone jumps out from it and kind of awkwardly but not that awkwardly kind of springs out of it doing almost a handstand before I kind of get their form and kind of ready and get into a standing position looking uncertain. I'd say Snowcap might maybe recognize, probably not. Tourmaline, you also, well, don't quite recognize, but maybe you can kind of remember seeing through Sardonyx's eyes. Roll a roll a straight wisdom check or straight int.
That is the wrong thing. Sorry. Do not.
Okay, yeah, you seem to remember that blade that's in one of your hands, and you recall it being something called Vet Sword, and you don't really know where they got it, but you know that Abaddon used to carry this. The face vaguely looks like Abaddon's, but it's clearly not. I mean, if it was, it would be blue and not have a big, a massive flame in the back. It must be someone maybe they're related to or a different person from their clan. Regardless, even if that's true, the idea that this person would emerge from a chest seems bizarre.
All right, strange creature. State your name and business.
Hello. I'm Greffa. And I really don't know where the hell I am.
Looks like you've been through hell.
You just climbed out of a chest.
Yeah, trust me, that's the least confusing part about that. Where in the fuck are we?
We're in door.
Where in what?
In door? Well, I guess in the caverns of door.
I would say we're indoors.
Yeah, look, you wouldn't happen to have any fire of Surtur roaming around, just, I'd really like some of that
Who?
stuff. Fire of Surtur.
I, 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 um,
Like, you
I'm
wouldn't happen to have
unsure.
any on hand?
Do I look like someone who would have fire?
I mean, you are kind of hot, so I don't know.
Flattery will get you nowhere with me.
Sorry, the drug dealer's over there.
Look. I mean, you no harm. I'm pretty sure I've not eaten in days.
Snowcap, we'll roll a 1d100.
$51.
Okay. You see a couple. The room is like it sounds, and you do see a little bit of droplet of water kind of string almost hit your ear, but it's not a big deal. It misses, and you see one kind of slide right close to this fiery person you see, but it doesn't quite hit them. It is a good like 6 feet in front of him, but it is noticeable. And when you see that, you can't help but wonder, this person in front of you seems to have like a fiery head. The idea of a bit of water hitting it is uncertain. What would they even do? But it is something that would reasonably go through your mind.
Does this person make the room appear warmer?
Roll a with your passive perception, I would say somewhat. Not hugely, but very mildly, like extremely mild, to the point where it's like hard to say. But if you get closer to them, it probably will. In terms of being 5, 10, like 15 feet away, it's maybe a little bit, but like in terms of getting close to them, you feel like you would feel a little warmer.
The reason I ask is because the bow makes the room appear colder.
I thought meta isn't that only if it's left around unattuned? Or is that in general?
I saw nothing about it.
Oh, okay. I think
it just says when not in use. I just thought that meant.
Oh, when I meant by not in use, I meant like if you're just leaving it around somewhere and not being held.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and more so if it's not being if it's just kind of left somewhere in like a room and you return, like the room will be all frosty. So if you've been like since you've been sleeping, the room has gotten slightly frostier, but probably about the time you kind of pick it up, it would have lessened. But yeah, okay. Back to the thing.
Look, I really don't mean you guys any harm.
I don't think this person's with the hags. I highly doubt that.
They don't look like they are.
Wait, excuse me, where hags?
Yeah.
As in plural.
Yes.
I'm gonna fucking kill more okay. What are your guys' name?
I'm Tourmaline.
Snowcap.
Tourmaline, Snowcap, nice to meet you. Not here to kill you, not in service of any hags. I come from Farees.
Farees?
Yeah.
Roll a insight check, Tourmaline and Snowcap.
Wow. Wow.
Oh wow.
I'm lying. I'm actually Yagrum in the fucking hat.
They seem to be telling the truth. It feels like there's something off about it, but they seem to be telling the truth.
Don't know why, but his presence is oddly familiar.
I'd remember meeting you. Definitely would remember meeting you, little one.
I have a
I
question
mean,
for you.
Shoot. Just not at me.
What would you prefer? A deal or a gamble?
Like, when we're talking deal, what kind of deal are we talking?
Just in general.
I mean, I like a good dice game. Like one with like really many dice. You know, you have like 4-sided dice and 8-sided dice.
So does this mean you're leading towards a gamble?
I suppose. Like a little bit of a gamble.
It has been confirmed. This creature has style.
Why, thank you. You do as well.
Someone who likes a gamble, the risk, the thrill of it all. That, my friend, is style.
Guess I'm
I
stylish.
mean, the last time we saw a tiefling, or someone that looked like a tiefling, it was like it was
Literally,
Abaddon.
like hours ago, they're like laying unconscious.
Forgot about.
Hey,
Mhm.
look, I really don't mean to push any boundaries here, but can we get away from the, dripping ceilings? I'm not sure if you
I,
noticed, but I kind of leaned forward and exposed my open skull. Yeah, the fire burning there. That's kind of my nervous system.
I,
What if I
yes,
touch it?
yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to.
Just to paint a little bit of a picture, this person who doesn't know these people at all sees a massive woman with a tail, which is probably pretty unusual, and a blood-soaked Harengon with a hole in their skull, stretch marks on their jaw. Like, you look like you've been in the worst UFC fight in the last 30 years, and you're like, can I touch you? Just to paint a picture, like, this is what the man sees.
Okay. To be clear, to add to that, I would like how do I want to do this? I would like Cheesecake for you to roll a 1d10.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You actually in that case, okay, I will give Snowcap roll another wisdom. Actually, sorry, roll another insight check, Snowcap. You get the idea that the person in front of you is kind of going along with things a bit in a way that seems like they're too carefree, or more potentially that they're just trying to going along with things uncertain of what would be considered normal or not. Meaning, if Tourmaline is an odd sight, then they're not really treating them as one, possibly because they wouldn't know. But that's a guesstimate that goes into psychoanalyzing a little bit, or not quite that, but towards that direction. So that might be a bit of a guess on Snowcap's end, but that feels like the right direction.
Yeah. Which means it kind of confirms Snowcap's pod that this person's not really a threat.
Hello, guys.
Yep.
I'm kind of getting rained on here. Can we please move a little bit?
Is there even room inside?
That seems like you can move.
Jeffaboo, can you leave your token back inside?
Oh, did I mean to? Okay, I'll put it back in. Yeah, I'll move it.
He was up.
I moved it. Oh.
Jeffaboo's like one up against the wall.
What I will say is that there's not constant dripping everywhere, but where you were standing, there was a little bit of dripping. There's less dripping over here and over here.
What are you all doing?
Yeah, this thing.
Why?
You'd actually be able to see us.
Yeah, you can't see them. Actually.
Oh.
Just appears as a shadowy form. So you walk into the shadow. Just
He
from the
cannot walk
outside,
in there.
does it look like a shadow? Oh, they can't enter, can they? Because they're never given.
No, they cannot.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
So he would possibly just follow Tourmaline this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, where you're standing there is less water dripping from above.
King Rock.
Hell yeah.
As you move, you notice there seems to be you can kind of see that there is quite a bit of water in here, like a lot of it, not just a little bit from above. There's a plenty of it, and some of it, you cannot see the bottom. Okay, I did not mean for that to be there. Oops. Like it looks really deep over here.
Dromeline,
What did you just call me?
Tambourine.
Uh,
Can we like take a few steps back? I
will
don't
excuse this once, Greffa.
You also notice what looks to be a large pile of burnt corpses. The fire that was present is now lessened. It's more so just oozing out smoke at this point, and it smells pretty bad. Albeit you're not close enough to fully engage with the smell. Totally. Where do you take your new fellow? Or person? Or whoever they could be, albeit they did give a name. Which seemed to have been...
Greffa.
Meanwhile, they're mispronouncing mine.
Graffiti.
But yes, I assume they were gonna ask a question.
Yeah. Can we get away from the water, please?
Do you want me to get away from water?
Do you want me to get closer?
You don't have to get close.
Okay, this is about as close as I want to go, and that's already a step too far. Yeah, I think it's fine. What are y'all doing here? Like in this nasty, smelly cave, and what the hell did you do to these creatures? I point over to the smoldering remains.
They hurt the people I care about. Death is the only logical answer.
That's a good answer. That's a very good one.
But I am possibly the worst person to ask. I guess we're here to find things and kill hags, and I know something about opening, yes, that door somewhere up above.
Done with doors.
Sorry,
Done with doors.
my memory is still very wonky.
Yours is shit as well.
I won't say that. It's just
Spotty?
no. It's kind of hard when you've never really lived a life until now.
I feel that. I don't know what happened in the past, I want to say 30 years, 40 years. Just one day I had this big old hole in my head. Can't remember shit.
Mm.
I get these weird flashes every now and then. I remember one time I drank like a bottle of silver. That's the only thing I remember. Horrible.
Mm.
So where the rest of the guys, like the fuck, the snowcat?
The little they're sleeping.
Yeah, what the hell happened to them?
Uh, uh, I
He looks like he was in the process of getting his chin ripped off.
yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
Why, I was correct?
Hmm?
Was I correct in the assumption that somebody tried to rip his chin off?
Yes.
Fuck. What they do to get that? What did he do? What did he do to get something that pissed off?
I don't know. The last thing I remember was he was walking on ice, and then he was losing his face.
Fuck. Jeez. And is it just the two of you, or is it just you and Tourmaline and
That's awake, yeah.
Snow? May I ask how many others there are? Are they potentially aggressive?
Uh, there is one aggressive thing. Tiny creature, sharp teeth, claws. He has style too.
He's not gonna like try and throw shit at me, right? Like he's not gonna rip me apart.
I'll just grab him with my tail.
And I actually remember something that was small, had teeth, but they were cute, like really cute. Slamu, I think its name was. Very fun little thing. Wonder where he is. It was like a little, kind of like you described it, but more like me.
What like cute?
Oh, fuck yeah! If you ever come to furries, I'll introduce you. He's great fun. He's also one of the few things I still have memories of. Great little
I
fucker.
do not know what this foreign race you speak of is, but
Me neither. I just know that it's somewhat home. I think. What year is it?
uh, again, I don't know.
Most of it is an accurate statement.
Fuck.
Like I said, I'm possibly one of the worst first people to ask about relevant things.
Nah, but you're good fun to talk to. I feel a lot in common despite the obvious differences.
I I guess
I gotta ask, how fucking tall are you? Because I'm straining my neck looking up at you.
I mm, hold on. Well, I am much bigger in water, but I would roughly say I'm around 12, 13 feet on land.
I don't know what that means.
My tail.
Damn. Still don't know what that means.
Oh,
Okay.
But no, I will say that style. That style. Being that big, style. I think that's what you called it, right?
indeed, indeed.
There you go.
So, question.
Yes.
Tourmaline, do you kind of just talk, sitting like, or stand, or yeah, we could sit or stand with this person, talking to them for the rest of your watch, or do you have any particular plans?
Um,
And more so, is there a reason you got him to this particular position?
to more or less have a better view because I can see back here, but I also want to have my view of this area more clear.
Okay. In that case, as time goes on, I would like you to roll a perception check, and also, yeah, first you just roll a perception check, but also I'll have Greffa also roll a perception check.
Cool. Oh, fuck.
Oh, not the double.
5.
Okay. So you seem to find something. Well, initially there's nothing, but eventually you kind of hear the sound of someone approaching. And as you can kind of hear it, like it's initially thought that perhaps the person you're waiting for would return, but it sounds like footsteps, but it's kind of slow footsteps. Um, do you do anything to prepare, or do you? There's not a lot of footsteps of a singular person. It sounds like they're dragging something, but do you do anything to prepare for that? Do you wake anyone up? Do you just kind of stay at guard? Do you try to stealth? What do you wish to do?
Um, I don't think I'll wake anyone up,
Okay.
but I will stand guard. Seems like someone's coming.
Okay.
From where?
Soon you see it. It seems to be, well, weirdly enough, it does look like Lise. They seem to be being carried by something? You aren't even sure what exactly you're looking at when you initially see it. You ultimately have very little idea what it is. But it seems to be a humanoid, and they have a weird head. They're like, they look kind of serpent-like, but also kind of fish-like, and kind of like a lot of things. They're really hard. It's hard to really put them into perspective of what exactly they are. But they look like this, and they seem to simply place Lise, who seems to be unconscious, like right around here. Do you let them do that?
Place into place is where?
Okay. This is
Yeah.
a quite monstrous creature, but you're not quite sure what it is. Roll a wisdom check.
Oh boy.
Or history. Actually, no, let's do wisdom. Just wisdom check. Just wisdom check. That's probably first. Okay. You feel like you have memories that perhaps aren't your own, like as what Trine had mentioned, that some of the memories you have are not really your own but hers, or more complicated than that. But you feel like you have seen something like this before, but it was a long while ago, and you are trying to think of anything to really attach it to or associate with, and the first thing that you can kind of think of is Nidhogg. That's not to say this thing is Nidhogg, but the word Nidhogg and the vision of this thing seem to fit together to some degree in your mind. As it places Lise down, it simply looks at you. And it stares back, it stares at you continuously, and then kind of looks towards what's behind you, which is a source of light and fire of Greffa. But it keeps searching with its head, kind of twisting it, extending it a little bit to look around in like an unnatural way, kind of like a moray eel almost, or yeah, like an eel of some kind.
I don't know if we can speak. Is she okay?
Probably.
Well, you heard it.
What happened?
Complicated. Is the little one here. That who, the blade they wield is unimportant, but they do wield a blade. And they are smaller than you or I. I await them.
You'll wake them? What reason?
To awaken what is needed to be awakened. I'll be there somewhere, but they know what to do, and I'll be there, I think. Do you wish for me to deal with the serpent of seas, or leave it be?
Are you talking about the one back in that cafe?
What else would I be referring to?
Then, yes. You can deal with it.
Okay. When Drat awakes, tell him I was here.
Can you give me a name?
No.
Then how am I supposed to tell him you were here?
Writers are people who use words and use those words to create books. And in those books, they use varied language to describe things. I believe that you have the same ability writers do to describe things. Is that not true?
Fair points.
But if you really want a name, Nidagir, Gagir. Nidagir, Dagir. That's my name, at least for now.
Thank you for bringing Lise.
I did so out of interest. Thanks for saying that, because I was afraid, but I was doing it too samey. Okay. I have to say, this is all I wish to have done. I will await you in a particular place, or maybe I won't. I might have things to do. Be gone I shall. But before I do, What is your name?
Marmaline.
Hmm. Hmm. They seem to reach into a bag, and they seem to pull out a smaller bag, and they kind of reach through it, and they kind of look through it a little bit, and then they seem to pull out a little rock. It's vaguely shiny, kinda. It's hard to really it's like hard to see too well, but I mean it's a little dim, but you can kind of get it looks like kind of slightly multicolored. It seems to be a gemstone. It looks kind of greenish on one side and kind of like pinkish on the other, with a little like yellowish in the middle. Is this you?
I that's a stone.
I'm aware.
No?
The naming conventions of such people are often meant for reasons. If I was simply named Rat, would I be a rat? Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't be. Maybe I would. I merely wanted to know if you were named after the stone. And I think I got my answer. To leave I shall. And remember what I asked of you.
Eldrot, you were here.
They seem to nod their head, and they turn around and walk the other way. Okay, question. Greffa, are you sleeping now? Or were you awake for that?
No, I was observing.
Okay. Alright. Tourmaline, do you gather the sleeping or passed out lease, or do you leave
Yes,
them where they are? Okay, where do
I'll
you
get
put them?
I will bring this about here.
I didn't see where you pinged. Where did you ping? Okay. Alright. Okay. Do you... Okay, eventually kind of the time of your rest starts to get close to ending. Do you sleep? Do you go to bed or do you kind of stay up extra?
By
I'll
resting and
most likely
watch.
stay up.
Is there anyone you knew that was going to do the final watch, is what I should ask.
Um,
Because you guys don't have to, have someone watch for the final bit. But there is a new person who could do that, albeit they might have been up for a while.
I'll probably stay here to watch this.
I will say, if you do like multiple watches, it may impact your sleep. Do you require a full normative long rest to sleep, or do you only need some of it?
I'm not sure.
Okay, mechanically, elves and Warforged and maybe other races can kind of go only with 4. If that's a thing I let sirens have, is what I'm asking. I don't think I did, but I might have. I might have forgotten.
I
Okay, I'll assume it's no. Okay. So do you do a second second watch, or do you sleep?
slept at the beginning, and then I was waking up. for my second watch. I guess I'll rest.
Greffa, do you sleep as well, or do you try to attempt to watch?
Am I?
You're getting a bit tired though. But not.
Okay, I am.
Well, actually, so you guys end up all waking up at the end of the long rest is over. You would benefit from it. The Lise is still asleep. I would like someone to roll a
Hey, Ian.
1d. Hello?
Hi.
Am I cutting out?
No. You're not cutting out. I think you might have forgotten something.
Whale daughter?
No.
Or
During the rest.
oh shit, you're fucking right. Oh
I
my
think you
god.
might have forgot
Okay.
something.
There was
There's a lot
okay,
going
yeah,
on. I don't
know,
blame you at all, but
okay,
there's a lot
so
going on.
Good point.
There's a lot going
There's actually
on.
two things I forgot. I would like before yeah, okay. So at this final moment in the night, there's no one asleep. Sorry, there's no one awake. I mean. Okay, let's give that. I would like Normalists. I would like you to roll a 1d4.
Alrighty, one moment. 3.
Okay. You kind of shift into a dream of sorts. You can see, you find yourself in like a, well, in a wooden room, kind of like a tavern, but it's kind of emptied out a little bit. Things have kind of grown around a bit, and you kind of blink and you're in a different room, a different tavern. One that looks like more of a live space, but it's at nighttime. And no one's in this space at the moment. And you feel like you're not the only person in this room, despite it being mostly, seemingly, empty at the moment. Roll a perception check.
28.
Okay. As you can start to look around, you can hear movements. And after a good, 10 seconds, you determine that there is someone directly behind you whom who you could not perceive for some reason.
Hello?
I would like you. Okay.
Where am I?
You feel a hand grasp on your shoulder as you say that. I know. I know where you are. But do you? Doesn't matter. Don't answer that question. Let's get to things rather quickly. I have my questions and you can have yours. Is that understandable? Is that acceptable?
I suppose I'm not sure of the hostility, but sure, why not?
Where did you acquire that eye of yours? I want to know where you found it.
Where I found it or where I took it from?
Those are both things you can answer.
I found its location within the ruins of Vetberg, and I took it from someone who'd found it before me.
Interesting. Is there any reason why you would have expected it to initially be at the bottom of a well?
Huh? Like Titus, huh?
Okay, quick thing. You would know.
Are you talking about
Is
how I
the...
knew its locations and like from
No.
the book, or?
I'm saying that according to myth, the eye of shit, what's the Norse god whom is a head?
Mimir?
Mimir is reported to be at a particular well, and that well was recreated in your city. But it's
going to
also...
sound like a crock of shit, truthfully, but I read it in a book. That is how I knew where it would be, roughly.
I know. I was just seeing what level of insight you had on the circumstance, if you knew what you actually had. Albeit, technically, the answer would be right, for the Eye of Odin was stored in a particular well at one point. I know that's what you have. But why do you still carry it?
Would you walk around weaponless in a dangerous area? I wouldn't. I'm in no modicum of safety from day to day. I'm not the most powerful physically, and I wish to help the people around me achieve their goals, and that does mean coming into blows with beasts, humans, and others, and I need to make use of the items at my disposal. I am not divinely gifted, I am not physically prowess, I am studied and learned. And through my studying and learning, I came to the conclusion that I need to use whatever I come across to keep myself safe and keep those close to me safe. Would you not do the same?
Dependent on circumstances, and if I have the ones I want to keep safe, I want to keep safe for justified reasons, or more so, dependent on the reason. But yes, I agree. I think that's a reasonable and good take for you to have. I like your response quite a lot. And they kind of grasp at your shoulder a bit tightly. And you kind of feel like you receive information on something? And you do. Now, here's the question that really matters, or more so, a statement. You heard a dumb little voice earlier today, I'm sure. But what it was saying was true. Someone you care about had their head cleaned off by a blade. Sliced. Pure. How does that make you feel?
Sorrowful. I'm certain you know more about me than I know about you. You do not seem... I hate to use the word because it comes off aggressively, but you do not seem ignorant of my standing. I cherish life. Life is a beautiful thing. I do not wish to see it taken lightly. It is not something I do without a heavy heart. and doubly so for people I've traveled with, fought alongside, and make memories with. Life
An
is beautiful.
expected response. Oh.
I'm sorrowful. They were a good man. They were growing. I wanted to
That's
see what
why
they were going to be.
I've already made my choice, because I knew what answer you would say. Or at least I had my guesstimates, but you've proved what I thought was true. And that's why I've already made certain, or more so done certain things. I grasped at a soul and threw it back. Let's see how that changed things, albeit to say I left it in as I found it is not quite true. I have my own little magics. But I will say, does that make you feel at ease or imperiled?
It makes me worried about the tainting of their soul. But, you know me well. I'm a sort of this Lord Loki, but equally to life, death too is sacred. I would seldom play with that myself. I'm often at times both happy and frustrated that my magical capabilities limit my ability to question those rules of nature.
I have more questions for you, but perhaps a later time. Do you have anything for me?
I'm just curious. Why choose to talk to me? It's not something you often do, I imagine.
It is inlaid in the mechanics and circumstances that have befallen. Actually, it's not. What am I saying? It is my choice, but I find certain mortals of interest. Let's say that. That's one reason, but it's not just that. It's that you clearly carry something of intrigue, and you have made choices I find intriguing.
I suppose it's as clear as the answer as I'm going to get from a god like yourself. I'll
Per se.
be sure to
I
keep in
actually do
mind
have.
that the trickster god's eyes are on me.
Who's to say they actually are? Maybe I ignore you most of the time. Maybe I don't. Regardless, my intrigue in you has mostly been hidden. Only recently did I truly decide to do such a thing. But my final question for you is one that you do not have to give me an answer, but I want you to think about it. In the world you live, there are factions that exist that have made certain choices in regard to who to ally themselves with. You have met a faction of interest once before. A faction called the Manarfell clan. Why is it that the Manarfell clan, who worship Loki, my son, and a clear Jotun, if not also a wolf, why are they part of the clan of Gresshelm? And why can the Hellstatter, those who worship my daughter Hel, also say the same? And why am I worshipped by the big clan, who is also a clan of Gresshelm, despite my circumstances? Why are those clans part of Gresshelm? Given their assumed otherness, in the sense that they worship the Jotun gods rather than the Aesir, albeit it's complicated.
Certain if you're asking for an answer now, but the only thing I can think of is, as you say, it's complicated. And the immediate guess I have is they are part of the same clan to fight against something greater. Something yet unseen? I do not know. I'm used to not knowing, though. That's why I study.
You certainly do not know, but maybe you do. But that was not the answer that you should have said. For it not lies in the future, but the past, albeit the future will matter if they stay the same.
I do not know.
I have much to say, but I do not need to say it now. But I will say one thing. I know you know something about a certain group. And I know it's not something you've thought much about. But the fact you haven't thought much about it may be upsetting to someone else. But I'll give a reminder to you. Or more so, I'll let it be more clear if you do not actually know, because perhaps you do not. The Trogue clan has been hard at work. More so than I think you might have even known. They've achieved a goal. A goal that a particular ally of yours would find great discomfort in. Before I go, would you like a simple clarification of my statement?
It's necessary. I'm confused, and I think I'm just going to figure things out on my own at the moment.
I think that's the wrong choice. But maybe it's the right one. It's definitely the less stressful choice and causes less panic. Goodbye. And suddenly, you wake up.
Alright.
And yeah, okay. So it seems to be that people are starting to wake up.
I don't know if there was a second thing. You said there was two things. I knew I was one. I don't know if there was something else that you might be forgetting.
There wasn't a second. I actually lied about the second thing.
You're good. No
To make it
stress.
seem like there wasn't. Yeah, I know. But there was a different thing that could have happened that didn't, but I already knew it wasn't going to happen. I just wanted to make it seem like what was going to happen. Okay, regardless, you guys are waking up. I would like someone to roll a 1d4.
I will. Oh.
Okay. Will daughter is still asleep or still passed out. Okay. Lise is also still passed out. You guys are starting to wake up though. It's not weird, but you kind of start to move around a bit. Normalness, does the spell you cast expire after like a certain amount of time, or is it still present?
8 hours. So it's it disappears just around when we wake up.
Okay. It disappears, and outside of your where you were sleeping, you notice someone kind of, well, it looks to be that they're lie down on the ground with a kind of a cloak of sorts, but they seem to kind of started to kind of move up a little bit, and they seem to be someone whom has a inflamed cranium in a very literal sense.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Who is this? Miss Tourmaline. Wakey, wakey. Sulfur and bakey.
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, it's graffiti.
Did you guys got rid of the graffiti, didn't you? Yes, did you ever wash it off, I think.
Yeah.
Let me remove that.
Yes, they did.
No, I'm calling graffiti.
Oh. Okay. Greffa, you look around. I would like you to roll a Actually, I'm gonna wait before you roll anything. Actually, let me rephrase it. When you kind of wake up, Greffa, do you kind of just sit in place, or do you kind of more walk towards the party whom are now fully visible to you?
I would say as the first ones wake up, I'd slowly, sheepishly kind of hide behind Tourmaline.
Okay.
Those are your friends, right? Hi, Tourmaline.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Those are the friends.
Yes, they are.
Right, they're not gonna kill me, right? Which one's the little one?
But she points
The tiny little creature waves.
at this thing. I don't think he'll kill you. You just asked who was more aggressive.
Right.
Pretty funny.
Hello? Don't kill me.
There's this little creature down here which seems to kind of move about a little bit. Unchained. Wait, actually, no, you did. Oh, so it can't. Wait, no, it is still chained. Never mind. I forgot you tied its hands back. So it's just been kind of like. Yeah, I guess it hasn't been moving much. Never mind. But I would say, Normus, you're kind of waking up a little bit. Roll a, wisdom check, Normus.
A wisdom check?
I'll let you choose between history and wisdom or insight. I know that's a weird choice because obviously you would just want to choose insight over wisdom, but
Insight is just wisdom
yeah.
because it's not. I don't have any proficiency,
Yeah.
so I'll just roll insight.
Okay, well,
12.
that voice is a voice. It's feels vaguely familiar, but not quite. But regardless, it is a voice that probably did not come from anyone you would have thought to have come here, as in it's not. It certainly is not the other siren, and it's also not that little creature near you, nor is it Whale Daughter's voice. It's a different person's voice, and they seem to be coming from this, right along, kind of behind Tourmaline.
He's going to keep an eye on this strange figure that is on fire, but he's going to look over Whale Daughter first and foremost and see how she's doing. Is her breathing labored? Is she fine? Does the wounds seem to be getting more infected, etc., etc.? Yeah, just how is she doing? She's obviously not awake yet, but he's checking over her wounds after the rest. In case everyone else forgot to do it, make sure you click the long rest button.
That's a thing Roll20 didn't used to have. There's a long rest button on your character sheets.
Yes, it's really nice.
Yeah,
I'm also.
I remember when Roll20 didn't have that.
If there's things I have to roll, it's a d6 plus 4. So that's 8. Cool. I restore 8 charges. What's my thing back up to full?
Happens to.
Huh?
Divination stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm rolling those. So
Cool.
I had to grab my d20. 15. 6. 6. Decent rolls.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but how does Whale Daughter look?
They look okay.
Still
It's
breathing?
hard to say. They seem to be still breathing. They're not like in a more. They don't seem to have gotten necessarily like obviously worse.
Okay.
But it's hard to say how much better they've gotten.
Well, not getting worse is also
Roll
a
a
good thing.
medicine check. Roll a medicine check.
Alrighty, I'm good at those. Like, actually, I have proficiency. 22, really
Okay.
good. Nice roll.
After checking some of your wounds, they look to have gotten kind of better. It doesn't look like an infection has taken place, but it's now that you have like kind of the situation's kind of improved a little bit in terms of the bleeding and the other stuff. There definitely is a little more work you could do, maybe picking out certain things, but the main bit is you are not sure if this person's going. Sorry, actually, no, actually, you would be sure. You would it would become very clear to you that if this person does awake, they might be in pain, they likely be in pain, and 2, they may need a crutch or something to walk properly, given their knee injury.
Heard. Can I see at least from my current angle, Ian?
Well, let me just see if I put dynamic.
No.
I would say probably not. No.
Okay. Then she's currently out of sight, out of mind. Norlis doesn't remember her just yet, unfortunately, because there's been a lot going on and she's not within vision. So he will not be going over her to check on her as well, because he doesn't see her. But the question still poses to Tourmaline, who is this person? Norlis asked them.
Oh, it's
This
it's
is Gruffa.
graffiti.
Right. And they're a friend of yours. You've known them for how long? Yes.
I never said that they were a friend. They do have style, but they crawled out of that chest when I was on my watch.
Same. I also saw.
Don't know why, but their presence is oddly familiar. Could just be this heat.
Mr. Gruffer, I assume?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Gruffer, what are you doing here, I suppose, is the simplest question to ask.
Yeah, that's more complicated than you think.
It's a Tourmaline situation.
Yeah, pretty much. I was talking with someone, and then while I was talking with them, they sent me from my what I'm assuming is my home to this weird, musky, dank little shithole. Then I climbed out of it and did a salto and met these guys.
Talking with who?
They teleported you, or?
Pretty much.
Right,
Pretty much.
okay.
Do a. Actually, no. That's fine. Actually.
Okay, yeah,
it was something with an M.
let's go with the next simplest question. What do you want to do here?
Mainly right here. I want to, I wouldn't mind finding the fire starter, or at least a few bits and bubbles of it. But my main objective is get out of here as dry as possible, because I do not mesh well with water.
So we throw water him and tell him to leave.
Well, that's just mean.
I did say he's the most aggressive.
Uh, Look, if it isn't too much trouble, I would prefer to travel with some people. You guys seem to be experienced in, fighting, at least a little.
Pretty sure we got some more hags to kill.
I don't mind killing a few hags. Just, don't leave me in the rain. Haha.
Right. I'm gonna roll an insight check to see how truthful you're being, or how truthful I believe you're being. And you can roll deception or persuasion to GM later, and decide what I get from that.
Also,
Cheesecake.
Got you.
as you're speaking to each other,
That's
are
not
you
high
in the
roll.
current position?
Yes, that. I'm sitting on the ground with Whale Daughter in my lap, like her head resting on my leg.
Okay.
Like I'm not
Okay.
stood
Do you
up.
get? Okay, and all right. Greffa, do you get closer when you're speaking to him, or are you kind of just staying like
I'd
30 feet
move a bit
away?
closer. I'd say I move
40
a bit
feet.
closer.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Can you do me a weird solid, friend?
What?
Can you keep talking for a moment?
This is me talking. Rada. Or did you mean Nornless? Am I supposed to be talking?
Nornless, that's Nornless.
Okay, I'm
It's
so
the
sorry.
exact same thing.
I thought you were getting my mic quality better. I'm sorry. I realized that. I'm like, wait, I don't think that's what he meant. Oops. That feels really stupid. That's funny as shit. Certainly, but respectfully, stay just a little farther away. I have an injured friend right here, and I do not know you, and I do not wish to need to attack if you do anything untoward to me. Respectfully, I'm not being violent. I am being precautionary.
It's all good. It's all good. I know the little one's the violent one. That I know. I'll take my distance. You have an oddly familiar voice.
Hold on, let's do a perception check.
Vision or sound?
Vision.
Here's Polly, just cock out.
How'd you know?
32.
The upper portion of his body is mostly ashy, but the lower portion, especially under feet, is still ashy, but you kind of make out some bluish, which is weird. But it doesn't quite. It looks not quite what could have been, but it's a strange coloration. But you also start to notice a couple other things. Along their neck, just slightly, there seems to be what looks to be either. It's hard to tell if it's a scar or maybe like burnt sutures or something. And you can kind of see it. There's other portions of her body that kind of look like they might have been sewn together and burned or something. It's hard to find out. But most importantly, in fact, you got 32, is their facial structure kind of seems familiar. It's definitely been altered in some way, but the facial structure combined with the horns almost kind of like not that heavily, but enough, and even more so when you think about it, kind of resemble Abaddon's just a bit, or maybe more than just a bit.
Mr. Deverby, would you do me a favor. Would you hold on to Whale Daughter for a moment? And Norlis stands up, picking her up in his arms and outreaches them to Jebabu.
Of course.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And I
Yes?
help lift her up.
Alright. Greffa, you said it was.
Yeah.
Norlis approaches you. Just like he's not sprinting up to you, but he walks up and gets real close and starts looking you up and down. And he does that, it looks antagonizing because you don't do it in normal respect, but he kind of like holds his hands, one hand to the top of like your height, and like looks how much shorter you are than him. Like this is his way of measuring you relative to himself. I see. Right. How old are you, Greffa?
I am not sure. I'm guessing anywhere. Yeah, I'm just guessing. How old do I look?
It's kind of hard to tell. Your body is in such a state where it's kind of difficult to gain guesstimates. But if you kind of look at their feet, they look like they could be in like their mid to late 30s, maybe 40s, maybe a little older than that even. But rest of their body, it gets kind of hard to tell. Um, it looks like they've. It's hard to tell if they're aged or young because of their like the hue of their skin combined with kind of the ashy look and the odd structure in regard to the potential scarring.
Cheesecake.
Yes.
Are your eyes fire? I'm asking because I can't tell characteristically of your art, so that's why I'm asking for clarity.
I will say yes.
Right.
They have pupils in the art.
Do they? Did I just not see them? Are you sure?
Yep. I'm looking at it
Oh
right
wow,
now.
you're right. I did not zoom in enough. Okay.
Wait.
If I got pupils, I got pupils.
So what I'm currently looking at is I'm looking him in the eyes, and I'm seeing if one of them is fake. Does a 32 tell me whether it's fake or not, Ian?
You would say that neither eye is fake, but with a 32, these eyes are fiery. But you can kind of like pick out, and it looks to be that they're almost. Once you kind of look a little deeper, they do appear to kind of be biological eyes, but it looks weird. It's almost like there's a layer of fire kind of hiding that's the case, and almost preserving the biological eyes a little bit. It's weird to say. And the thing that you pick out is it's very hard to tell, but as you kind of look at it, the eyes are different, have different colors. One's like blue and one is brown.
Interesting.
Does he do this with everyone?
No, just people that seem familiar.
I knew it. I felt. I still don't know what I feel, but he feels familiar. No.
I'm curious, Mr. Greffa, do you feel any particular worship to any gods?
Surtur. Kinda dope.
It sounded like you were going to continue. Was I incorrect?
Very incorrect. That was my statement.
All right. And you wish to travel alongside us? For why? Beyond the implications of numbers are safer.
I honestly want to get back home to Fariz, mainly. And I want to pick up as much of Surtur's fire as I can.
Right, okay. I'm going to use this in so long. What are the components?
Distortion.
You know, Mr. Graphite, you look like someone could use a little bit of luck. And he rummages into his pocket and pulls out a copper piece. A little bit of copper goes a long way. And he flicks it. Flips the coin to you with his thumb.
Thank you. I'm confused.
Oh, that's fine. And with that, I completed all the necessary components to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
What are your surface level thoughts?
Man, this guy smells.
Smells? Come now. No, I don't.
You haven't washed in how many days?
Excuse you, I have prestidigitation. I wash every day. Eat my ass.
Fuck,
I mean, Snowcap washed all the blood off him earlier.
It doesn't get rid of the smell of regret.
Yeah, traveling with dry, it's kind of like permanent.
Surface thoughts is... Well, what the hell does this guy want? Why do I somewhat remember his voice? What the hell did that newt say?
It's sad, 'cause that's the fucking siren that tried to tear my jaw off.
You know, you look like someone... This is me after I haven't read your thoughts right now.
Yeah?
You look like someone I saw once upon a time, traveling with a friend of mine even, Zlamu.
Fuck off!
I beg your
I
pardon?
love that guy. How's he doing?
I haven't seen him in a good some time, but...
Oh.
How do you know Zlamu?
I was one of the last... Wait, how the fuck did you... Whatever. Zlamu was one of the last things I talked to before I ended up here. Talked about having to free some people and do something, meet up with some people. I couldn't really fucking hear most of what he was saying. But... God, I miss him already. No, he's just said something about meeting up and freeing something. Some assuming hags.
Right. And just one more time, what is it you want to do?
Find Fire Surtur, get home to Fariz, stay as dry as possible.
I'm reading your thoughts. What do your surface thoughts reflect that to be true? Or are you omitting anything, I guess is the more accurate question.
Not really, dude. He's confused as fuck as to how the hell you found all that shit out and how you just randomly
I didn't
hit
find shit out. I said, you look like someone I saw traveling with a friend of mine. I didn't say I found anything out. I made an observation. I didn't make a guess. To you, it looks like I made an observation, but Norlis did, in fact, make a guess.
Oh. No, I'm not admitting anything.
Okay.
Who was that friend, though?
Zlambu. That was the friend.
Ah, okay, I misunderstood.
Well, you said you saw traveling with someone or someone else. There was 2 people there.
Yeah.
No, maybe I misspoke. No, I meant...
Yeah.
I saw you... I thought I saw someone similar to you traveling with Zlamu at one point, is what I meant.
Who is that similar person, then?
I don't know, I didn't interact with them. I saw them from a distance. I was busy talking to other people.
Seems a bit suspect.
It's a completely rational thing. You don't interact with everyone in a group, but if you want to make me fucking roll deception, I will.
Roll deception.
I'm not good at those.
Oh, no, wrong one. God dang it. Oh. 16.
I'm being a little untoward.
How dare... Oh, fuck, wasn't... Godverdomme. How dare you?
That's what you get from
Yeah. I remember Norlis. I was there too. Yeah. I was a bit far in the distance. A lot of things were happening.
And like the sun was in your eye.
Yeah. Lots of things are happening.
Foggy day.
There's a distance. Lots of things. The big festival.
I kind of scoot over and try to give Drod a little high five.
Right, okay.
Don't touch me. I don't touch the lessers.
You don't touch what? What did you say? You don't touch the lessers?
I don't touch the lessers. He's not even a full person. He's missing a part.
You're not even a full dragon. You're missing your wings. And your gold.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, he's a real dragon.
Odin preserves. Oh my goodness.
You're on thin ice, buddy.
Snowcap goes and tries to hug Drod.
I see why you're looking for the flame of Sutta, because you just hand out burns left and right.
I don't know about that. He seems a bit dim. Also, don't touch me.
Are you saying that to the Snowcap?
Yes.
Snowcap wanted to hug Drod.
Shit, I had one more quest before you guys derailed me, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh well. Probably not important. Okay. I think it's safe for you to travel with us.
Huzzah!
Don't do anything silly. Be forward, and... Yes, no, I think that's it. Don't attack us. The last person who did died. Much to my own regret.
Drod's gonna point to the giant smoldering pile of bodies. Yeah, he's over there now.
I'm not happy about it, but I will defend myself.
What the hell did you do to him?
He deserves valor. Snowcap is muttering under his breath.
What did I do? I defended myself. And then I gave him a proper funeral. As a means of respect. Cleansed in flame. I'm sure you're aware of the sayings.
Yeah. But,
It doesn't feel the same without him.
We get it. They're gay. Sorry. Sorry.
Dude, you've got Drod. Just go for him.
All right.
Snowcap assigned gay by party.
Just take like the skin of Yagram's face and plaster it onto Draught.
Ew. Ew.
Force him to talk with an Irish accent.
Gross. Nasty.
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 All right. Nautilus, Tourmaline, Snowcap.
I did
The
not
one's
give
Draught.
you my name.
I
Was
heard
that was
somebody
that
say
was
it.
that Cheesecake making a mistake? I'm curious. Or was that
I think that was me making. A
okay?
mistake.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Then I'm literally just gonna ignore that.
Thank you. Okay, so the little one's Draught, I think, because people have been calling him that. Who is the big fucker over there? Who are you?
Draw. Draw it.
My name is. My name is Jevaboo. And yours?
Grapha.
Graffiti.
I don't know why, but I've got the urge to lift you. I've got the supreme urge to lift you up.
You lift me up.
And you, magic man? Who are you?
I'm Normalus. I've also not shown you any magic. You don't know I'm magical yet.
I smell it.
You smell it.
Yeah, you're the only one who smells clean. The rest of you
Alright,
stink.
okay. Yeah, an
And you don't
interesting
have any
individual.
weapons on you. You
As
don't have
you
any
can
weapons
see,
on you.
Normalus is wearing like a full trench coat. He's got a 9mm under it.
Bro, strap. Fuck.
I cast gun.
Confirmed American.
Yeah, Normalus is
I
American.
cast Glock.
It's super effective against civilians. Anyway.
Bonus action, right to bear arms.
Oh, shit. Lise. I can see her now. I'm gonna go over and check on Lise because I feel it's really stupid that I didn't do that sooner. What's up?
Let me just check one thing. I was gonna say, I was going to say this earlier, but I didn't want to cut people off. Snowcap, with your passive perception, if this would have happened, probably, for the sake of things, I'll say it before Nolan's quite got to them. You would have noticed that Lisa's big yellow eyes are open. They seem to be awake. They... As in, my point is, Snowcap, due to her positioning, is the first person who would have noticed that Lisa's awake. Okay.
I was watching Lise.
Oh, you were like constantly watching. Oh, okay. I thought you had shifted your like if you were. I thought you were talking. So I thought you had shifted your body to look at the rest of the party. Okay, in that case, you might have also noticed. But regardless, this probably would have happened around the time that Norlis is literally walking up to you.
Makes
Up
sense.
to them.
Norwood, stop. She's awake. Do you want the same thing? Do you want your jaw ripped off?
She's not
That
in the water.
foolish to
She's
try
not
and
in the
happen to me.
water. See, I think we're fine. Also, we may have killed the hag that had control of her. So... Plus, I think I've established a rapport with her. I don't think she's going to... No, I think we're good. I'm sorry I didn't come for you sooner, Miss Lise. I was... rather wounded. I had to take a rest. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to leave
That
you over there.
reminds me. Draught.
Yes.
Something named Nidogiradogie said they were here and to tell you. They're
I
the
mean,
one
can
who
you
brought these.
describe it?
Uh, 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 it was almost fish and snake-like, but it had feet and
I mean, you're
claws.
almost fish and snake-like and have feet.
I don't. Do you see feet on me?
I don't know.
Strahd has
It could
never
be
properly
very.
looked at anyone in the party. He only has vague shapes of what people look like.
All he can see is possibly my tail.
Back to the other thing. Lisa's eyes were seeming to track the conversation as it went through, kind of looking back and forth. Oh, I might have question. I just had something in the background to remember something. Did you guys have a question for me at any point? So I didn't. I might not have heard you.
Normless
last, like,
apologized to
15
these for not checking on them sooner and said that the reason was they were very wounded. That's what he said
Okay.
to her.
Yeah, I heard that. There's something way more recent, last 15 seconds. Okay. They seem to kind of track their eyes are big, bright yellow, and they kind of seem to look around. Their hue is lessened. I'm gonna say that their original hue, skin color, must have been a little darker, and this maybe had some scary features. I'm gonna say, and now they've kind of gotten to looking like the token, maybe a little grayer, which could be their initial state, or maybe not. Who knows? But I, hmm. They are still, missing an arm, but wait.
Huh? You cut off an arm. Wait,
No.
what?
Wait, never mind. Wait. Did
A
they,
single
no,
arm was cut off.
a hand, yeah. Wait, was it cut off? Yeah, sorry, maybe it was still missing your hand. I was thinking like forearm, but no, it was cut off the hand.
Right.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
still
Okay.
missing the hand.
That's what happened. Yes.
Sorry, yeah, they're still missing their hand, but they seem okay. I. Ooh, this is awkward. I think I understand things a little bit, but I understand you found this is where they had her. I feel I owe her an apology. The only reason she's here is she noticed me and followed me when she probably should not have, and I beguiled her to come closer once she initially did so. That is why the circumstances at hand have occurred. The poison that was within me, I don't know if it's lessened now that that wicked hag is dead. Skragilfa is dead, I assume. I can only in the sense that I see that pile of bodies and they must be in it. But I can't tell if I can't. Shit. I don't know if. And they seem to kind of close their mouth after a couple seconds of speaking, and it's uncertain what exactly they're trying to say or get at. But one thing's clear is that they've definitely, the bandaging helped a little bit. They definitely lost a lot of blood. But also, they seem to have mentioned that they had been, there was some type of toxic substance that Skrugilfa had placed in them. And now that Skrugilfa's dead, it seems uncertain if it's actually, lessened or not. But they're definitely not, they're definitely self-aware and seem to be friendly now. But they seem to still be having some difficulties.
see that you're doing potentially better. I'd rather see it be for certain. Miss Whale Daughter is still resting. I tended to her wounds as best as I could, but she may need more than a day or two's rest to properly recover. What are you going to do now, Miss Lise?
I don't know. I think I'll try to find a way to lessen the remove the rest of the toxin, but also
The other haggis.
Huh?
Haggis.
Tell us where the other hag is.
Other hag. Which there's several others.
The ones we've not killed.
How would I know?
I mean,
Well, okay, I'll be more direct. I'm certain you've obviously killed the ones here, and then I'm aware enough to know that most certainly, the one whom is referred to as Seek, the blue skin, was slain by you. I could hear that clearly, and I have enough knowledge to believe that some other hags have gone missing or other circumstances. Mainly,
Seek or Skeek?
huh?
Is it?
Rasik.
Oh, okay.
Rasik
never mind.
Blueskin. I have a feeling you might have taken down Harja as well. I haven't seen her and her minions. My guesses are, well, I don't believe Gerchild is here currently. And you seem to have slayed Skrigilfa. So I'm assuming the other you might mean of the great ones, Gretskilba, or Frostcave, or even she's at a higher level. Most likely, if you retrace the way you came, and if you enter the temple of Nidhogg, which is where many of the hags have set up alchemical stuff and other things. If you came from the sea caves, just take the route you didn't go. As in, from this perspective, coming in, you would take the left tunnel. That will take you to a large chamber, which has an exit, but also some slave quarters and a stairs that goes up. Other than the stairs, there's also the the cube. But up the stairs is where you should find her. There's a lot up there, but I believe she probably is near the portal, but maybe not. You should know that there are other sirens up there. Who are in different circumstances than I.
Okay, thanks for the information. Here, have this. This should help. And Drop's gonna hand her a potion.
What's it?
What is the potion? Do you know what it does? Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
Drop's gonna hand it to her.
Oh no.
Okay. Draw. When you do that, do you try to position your body in such a way, or how are you going about it?
I imagine she's gonna probably be looking at Drop as at being
Yeah,
handed
I'm
a potion.
assuming it's either going to be Draught or most likely Tourmaline, whichever one her eyes focus on first. But if you're trying to focus it in on Draught, you could position your body in a way to just to make that certain.
Oh god.
Sure, why not?
I'm aware of what this person is.
I mean,
I would say,
attention.
given it, for one thing, I'll say to
Did
make it
I
a little
identify
more.
it is what I'm asking. Was I the one who identified this?
I don't know.
At some point,
Who
yeah.
Who else can
I think that
identify?
was like I think that was a day or two ago at this point. Because I've had this sat here for a while.
I want to let you.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
got
let
it
Chaos
in
Ray.
the
Nornless
Widow.
is distracted.
We got it in Wet Elk. Who else could have identified? Okay. Either way, I'll say, okay, let me make sure. Let's see, what do they have to roll?
Nothing.
What? Oh, okay. Um, okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna species and gender of species. I wonder if they're normally attracted to kobolds. Roll a 1d4.
Wait, who the fuck is attracted to kobolds?
Some people, I don't know. Roll a 1d4. Flip a coin. Heads or tails.
You got the coin out. Oh, there's a coin. It was heads.
Okay, well, Draught has a tail. They seem to kind of drink the potion. I feel a little better. I don't know why. Huh? What did you get? Oh my god, you... Tourmaline, is... The person in front of me is... their name is Draught, correct? Is that right? Or was it something else? Excuse me, little, handsome, beautiful, reptilian entity. I... this... It was so kind of you to give me this liquid. I feel so much better already. Why would you do such a kind thing for someone like me?
Because I liked your display on the rabbit.
What the fuck? Drought? I thought we were buddies, Drought.
A giant ghost thing fucking kill me.
You are so kind, but I will say I'm slightly confused why this potion actually seems to... And they seem to spit up a large amount of black gunk. That's a bit better. What was in this potion? Here, would you like to get a little closer, you wondrous little creature? Handsome little reptilian man?
Wait, no. So I'm so sorry. We cannot have this for the second time. Someone's getting fucked in this game. It's not going to be Dre again. This is ridiculous. First Koa Rim, now Draught. Why is everyone into Sword Kings? What the fuck is going on, Dre? Why is
Britbonger power.
like what the fuck? What is this?
Dre.
Oh my
Dre.
god! First the cannibal lesbians and now the siren. You're fucking popping off, dude.
Wait, cannibal lesbians?
Yes, the
Oh, that was a fun bit. You weren't there for that.
the cannibal lesbians, and now the bewitched
Fury.
siren.
Wait,
Oh, I miss those two.
Toxic Fury.
Yeah, sure, you can get. Yeah. Drought will get closer.
Drought. Drought.
Okay. She seems to kind of pat you on the head a little bit and push you closer to her body. What was that potion? What was it?
It must have been just an old healing potion I had in my bag.
A healing potion. A typical healing potion shouldn't have lessened that. I don't know what... it must have been special, or maybe it's luck. I don't know, but... Trot, would you mind if I stick around a little longer with your travels, or unless you were having to leave a party? In that case, you can come on with me. I know some places of interest.
Drought's gonna just look at the
Okay.
party, look at the
scream.
siren.
We have a hotter siren.
this is not happening.
Drop's gonna fingers put like just hand to the other, just the deep just deep in thought.
Come on, do a medicine check.
Seven.
Draw. We have the hottest siren here.
It's hard to say if they've
I'm sorry,
gotten
I don't know.
healthy or not,
Tourmaline is
okay?
definitely hot, but that art for Lise is fucking. It's
No,
sexy.
Lise
Let's be real. That's some grade A art.
Now this is actually like I ain't ready to do this. Right, now, the question is, would Drop stay with the people that have nearly let him die multiple times in like the grand space of like 3 days?
Up for you to decide.
Who saved your life? What do you mean?
I don't think
I mean,
you're
there was that too.
buddy.
Yeah, Jebu did do that, but yeah.
I believe Snowcap also healed you.
Yes, I've been shot, but I didn't die. But then I went out and got shot again.
Drought.
You gotta remember, Drough's a wild animal. He got that dog in him.
He just wants to play another character. Like, that's what this is. He's like, I see a way out. I have this next Unga Bunga already lined up.
Another barbarian?
No, I don't fucking do that. No, I remember stay with the party.
What are
More
you doing?
drought. More drought of it.
Fumble of the century!
I mean, I do plan to turn this place into a valiant keep for my people.
Ah,
Yay.
So, if you, like, hang around...
I can tell you anything you need. I know where the other kobolds are.
Drought. King of the kobolds.
Oh, okay, right, that's... But where are the other kobolds? And why are they probably in the slave quarters?
Well, that is true, but some of them are. Some of them are. Well, okay, well, all of them are slaves, kind of, but some are minion slaves, others are in-cage slaves. But it's complicated. It's for mining purposes. Some of them they throw into the Underdark, others they take
whoa,
upstairs.
whoa. What do you mean you just throw him in?
The hags aren't like great people. They do it for fun. They like kobold hunting's like a hobby they do.
This is out of character.
Volvana's pretty good at it, but I'm fairly certain that quite a few of them partake actually. Tormente would kind of flick them with her finger, I think. Not great. It's also not just that. There's also the idea is okay, well, there's a large to get up farther up. There's this huge spiral staircase, and up in there's a generalized room, and there's some pits that go around 100, 200 feet deep, and they also tend to throw kobolds in there. Honestly, I don't know how many kobolds they've started with, but I can't imagine there's not that many left. There's at least like four. At least four, probably a lot more. I don't remember. Exactly.
Well, I must free my fellow kin.
Is that why you guys are here? You're freeing his people.
I really doubt that was the reason, but if it was, I think that's a wonderful goal.
It's on the list. I mean, you could lead the way to where they are.
Sure, I can do that. Yes, I absolutely will. I have some questions, but are a little more private, like the that I can ask in private. But yeah.
If only it was a little bit more alert earlier, we could have had that chat.
I just want to know if you. Oh, okay, okay. Anatomical questions.
Would these
Yes, if
need
you have a hole, I
exam-
have a goal. Yes.
Any?
I was just gonna ask if you have a hemipene, but I can ask that later. Anyway,
What?
I can take
A what?
meta-wise. You guys know less about reptiles than I thought you would. Okay.
Apparently
uh,
so.
Yeah.
Oh, Hemi, I misread. I misheard. Yeah, okay, now I know what you're talking about. I thought you said heavy.
No.
I was
That
He's
happy.
got a
that
hammer.
would be fucking
Yeah.
wacky. Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
No.
Okay.
that thing's a fucking street sweeper. Keeps
Regardless,
his shoes polished.
Third leg.
You're like only got half of a peen now though.
if you continue on, I don't know if I'd would you
Literal knee slapper.
if you'd allow me, I can take Whale Daughter and carry her and take me with me when I find somewhere to hide out for a little while. I can get some stuff done behind the scenes while you're still here.
I mean, Noneless, does that sound good?
I'm
I
just a
understand if-
little hesitant, especially
That's-
given what you told me now. I don't mean to distrust you, Miss Lease, but there's a hesitancy.
You have. I do feel a lot better from that potion.
Come on, don't cock block the guy.
She starts to kind of cough up more of the liquid. I actually really do feel better. I like actually, I don't know what that was. Was it really just a healing potion? I saw. I mean, not to doubt. Oh,
Something like that.
beautiful little man, but I understand you not being the trustworthy around Will after given the circumstances, and I did almost work against the wall, but there, when shit happened, I get the whole bit. Well, do what you may. If you think she's better here, do it. But you can carry her. Otherwise, I could take her somewhere. But she might be safe here, given, well, I have a feeling this place is particularly safe. I can almost sense it. I don't know.
I'm sure after we've dealt with whatever comes up, we could have a private chat somewhere.
Yeah, was Trine here?
With who? Who's here?
Was Trine here? This place, its presence is.
Yes, she was.
In that case, you should be able to. You could probably safely leave her there. Here, there's protective qualities here that were not present earlier.
We should really get going. Like,
I think you shall. I can guide you. Follow me. Albeit I'm uncertain about the sea serpent now, but maybe it might not be there. I could probably use the help.
we'll follow.
The
Okay.
last time
Does
I
everyone-
heard, that little Gyrodoggy fella said he would handle it.
I'm not exactly clear on who you're referring to, but I think I might know, and if I do, I probably did, but I don't know how to feel about that person.
I don't either, but they brought you here.
Their circumstances are complicated if they're the thing I'm thinking of, but I'm not entirely certain if that's their name or not. It sounds like it might be, given my guesses. Okay. Question. Okay, do you guys all follow? And two, do you leave Whale Daughter here, or do you take her with you?
I don't know, man. That's a hard choice.
Additionally, do you untie and bring the
Noken.
little person, the Noken?
Yes.
Okay, both? Do you untie them or do you bring them?
I bring them.
Okay, do you kind of let them walk about, or are you grasping them continuously?
I'll hold for them. And you,
Throw them.
Are you going
Throw
to
him
run
across.
away?
What?
If I untie you, will you run away?
Depends.
Do you think you can outrun me?
Again, probably not, albeit depends. Sorry, probably not, but I guess depends. I think that's the voice, yeah.
I have no intentions of killing you.
Okay.
No,
Wait,
I
do you untie
just.
me? Oh,
Yes, I will untie you.
okay. They, jump around a little bit, look around a bit. I kind of walk around Jevabu a little bit. They look at Jevabu. They kind of look at their hands a little bit, and they start to climb up Jevabu. Jevabu, do you let them?
Yeah.
Okay. They climb up Jevabu like Shadow Colossus style, and make their way up at the top and sit. Okay. Okay, let me get back to the thing so I can get another question. Do you guys, since I think you responded, I didn't know if for a full answer or not. Do you guys leave Whale Daughter here or no?
No, I'm gonna keep her with me.
Okay.
Either I'm carrying her or Zebabu may. I don't know which, but I'm going. I don't want to leave her alone.
Okay.
I'll carry you.
No, I've got it. I'm
And
stronger than I look, but not by much. But I've got one.
again, if you want,
Immediately, like, goes to pick her up and face plants.
I can take you to the where I can return if you want. I can return her here and afterwards and watch her if needed. Albeit, okay, whatever. Do you guys all follow Elise?
Yeah.
Yes.
They seem to take you
Yeah.
back from the room you came. They kind of move past the You can kind of see there's still a pile of gold to some extent, so you guys kind of move past that. Once you get to the water, she kind of
Oh, do we? Do we move past that now that we're not?
Actually, I'm sorry. No. Okay, I'll say that. Actually, let's get this a little slower. Okay, given the amount of time that's passed, but also given the climate, I'm gonna say that the ice has lessened and is still technically present,
I mean,
but
Snowcap
isn't
can
like
just make
it's
more.
continue.
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I can't just make more. But ice is like in little shards here and there. It's like it's not a continuous bit and it's broken up in some pieces. But you can just make more by moving about.
Snowcap, if you would go first, please.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm quickly getting something. And you can do the token.
Okay.
I'll
say
fly.
Yeah, I'll say they retrace the path that they went. Snowcap did, as kind of Lise guides them along, or as they kind of move in the path. They keep kind of going, and you do see, the pile. Oh, it's the old drought. Or is it the old? Oh no, wait, that's not the old drought. That's the new drought. Oops, I got rid of your token. I'll put that back.
He's
Sorry.
just a goblin.
You moved very quickly. I assume that was just where you were last time.
I've got like 50 feet of fly speed.
Okay. Yeah,
I
there is a
zoomed.
lot more gold and loot and stuff. Do you take the time to do that instead of continuing, or what?
Mhm.
It just makes sense. There's never going to be a time where we can't use gold, and we stopped whatever ritual they were trying to do. So if you would give us just a minute, Elise.
Okay, I can get it for you if you need, but okay.
No, we've got it.
Okay. I'll say that you guys put some in the bag and take your time and keep putting it in bags. Are you just are you counting it or are you not counting it?
I mean, with the amounts shown, it would be easier just to bag it and then count it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can determine it later. Okay, I'll say that you got some gold. Let's see.
Golden gem.
You can figure it out later. It's like we don't need to know right this moment. We're not doing shopping.
I'm literally just writing. You got a bunch of gold, maybe other stuff in the
Okay, gotcha.
pile. Nothing obviously magic, at least for now.
Alrighty.
fine. But yeah,
And now
Okay.
we scoop it all up.
okay, okay. She continues kind of going, and there doesn't none of you seem to notice or see the what creature? The serpent. Also, okay. Draw it. Do an insight check.
Okay. 13.
Okay. That's good enough. Go to Hidden Secrets real quick.
Never a good sign.
I just
Where's
consistently
Silver?
want stronger and stronger magic, and I just have to wait for myself to level up all the time. But I'm like, I want it now.
Yeah.
Like, I want access to the demi-plane spell, because then I can just, like, right now, I could just open a demi-plane, toss Whale Daughter in, and then open it again later and check on her, instead of carrying her haphazardly around where she's in danger. I'm definitely getting, there's 2 spells I'm looking forward to getting, one at 7 and one at 8. The demi-plane's an 8th level spell, so that's not until level fucking 15. But at level 13, I'm looking forward to getting Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion.
All right. You guys keep moving, and she ends up kind of moving forward.
Over.
You guys continue going, and I'll just kind of say that you guys keep moving, and you end up not seeing the mist creature from earlier. It doesn't seem to be present in this room anymore. So you kind of move past there. You do find a lot of the bodies that were still there from the other day. They're kind of still about. And I'll say that they finally move to the next room. In here. Okay. This area, actually, I'll say, is that. One thing I'll say is the hag that was here is missing. They're no longer here. Which I slightly regret because I realized I think I just forgot their name. Shit. What was it?
That's
Granny?
so funny. You forgot Granny Forgetto?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That's
Granny.
so
There we go.
fucking funny. I can't. Cheesecake, if you can't see on the map, you are right here. You have to delete diagram.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, oh.
Okay. So Lise
Okay, that's interesting.
continues to kind of move through the area. It looks to be that like some of the corpses are present, but others aren't, as if they were removed. And they kind of take you through some passages. You guys see all sorts of weird things, and they kind of lead you through around. Eventually they kind of get to an area, and they're kind of like, okay, just kind of step over the serpent. It will activate something. Also, if you wanted to go down that well, there is stuff down there. I'm not sure exactly, but it leads somewhere. I think Underdark or something. There's some interesting place down there. Whatever. And then they kind of point you over this way. Okay, this is the route. Go down that way.
I tap on Javaboo, kind of trying to get his attention for a moment.
They are a caterpillar.
Oh, they're not supposed to be. Wait, did they turn caterpillar, or is this because of a previous
They
thing?
did turn into a
I think
caterpillar.
Oh,
Mhm.
again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The little
Yeah,
lad's still
I-
right in the back.
I still tap him.
I turn towards
Grapha.
your new character's name,
Grapha.
Mr. Griffer.
Grapha.
Mate, very, very weird question. Can I ride on your back while we're going through the water?
I think that's meta question. Wouldn't you have already?
No, we haven't explored this room because we went the other way.
No. In the previous room, hadn't
He
were
walks
you
across
just
ice.
walking on the? Okay, yeah. I guess there's that. Okay, never mind. Well, that's still spooky, but yeah. Okay.
In game, I was sprinting.
Okay.
Where do you want me to?
Ian, can you make the
do-
background black?
It is black. I'll put you guys down once you guys finish up this
No,
little
no,
talking
like the
sequence.
map background. It's white for me.
Oh shit! Why is it white for you?
I'm refreshing. It
Okay.
might be it just might be wrong.
Board color.
Nope. I
Backdrop
had it. It
color?
was wrong of me. Nope, that was a service client side issue. You're fine. My bad.
Okay.
Apologies.
All right. I guess I can. Okay.
I apologize.
But you guys can continue the conversation. I was gonna put you guys down.
Yeah.
The caterpillar's gonna kind of shake his head, kind of gesture back to the the passenger he already has on his back, and keep on skittering along.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, Vanokin. Knock. Okay. I will now put you guys down. Some of you already are, but I'll for the rest of you here. Oh. Uh-oh. We should make your token smaller. You're supposed to be smaller. Drot.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why we didn't do that. And let's go here and here.
Yo, Snow, Yagram. I think we found a torch for you.
You do see a torch in the wall.
Yagram?
Oh,
I meant Jebaboo.
I'm assuming the person who's a walking torch can give off light.
They are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They actually are. Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant the torch that was the unlit torch on the wall. I was like, that was fast. I wasn't expecting you to notice that. So that's cool. But no. Where's the thing I want to have?
I swear I'm gonna kill Moritar for this.
Oh, it's not. That's not what you play. Oh no, that's definitely not what we want to play. Oh no, not that. Not that music. It's too wacky. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. That works. Okay, you guys have now kind of entered this odd space. Elise kind of stays at the end and looks to you. I can have you continue forward with you if you'd like, or I can return. There's not that much water in here, so it's I'm a bit gonna be a little slower unless I swap forms, which I'm not certain I truly want to do. But I will say one thing. We actually met a quick question. Norlis, did you give the blade back to Tourmaline or no?
No. No, I probably did. Explaining to her what it does. Yeah. I explained to her what it does, and it does what it says it does. I would also have returned the Staff of Frost to,
Snowcup.
Thank
Snowcat
you.
Can't use it. So.
Yeah, I was about to say, they can't use it, but...
It's just like let you have it.
I think...
I don't want this shitty.
I actually, this is a fantastic staff. I think Jebaboo might make more use of it than myself.
Ugh.
Because I already have a staff.
Like out of character, I have a feeling Norlis might not actually say that because in combat he see Jebaboo bonk people with his tusks. throw javelins at him.
Well, I mean, what I meant is,
Yeah.
he's the
Would
other
they?
one
I mean, I
that
get.
can use
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah, since they shift enough, they would know for a druid.
Um,
Either way, least looks to be. Oh, sorry. You go. You speak.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem. Oh,
Yeah, it's there's not like a level requirement. As long as you have a druid level, you can do it. Okay. Least looks back to forward is the way upward. I think the rest of there should be cages and everything's around here. There should be the packet. The path outside is not too far from here. As well as that room with the cube with the I don't know how to describe it. It's another chamber to store people. Or it's hard to explain. I don't fully know exactly what it is. I haven't actually seen it. But what I want to say is, Tourmaline, if you're like me, or maybe you're not, I don't fully know our differences to the full extent, but that blade in hand is a means to let your fervor, your other side, or the other, whatever is within you. I don't fully know. I don't know you that well. I could be wrong. My guesses could be wrong. But if my guesses are right, then whatever winged siren is hidden within will be can be brought back out via that blade. At least that's my assumption. It might have been used on me once. I don't fully know.
You have no reason to come with us. You can find somewhere safe and, probably with water to stay.
I think I may. I have some interesting things I might need to deal with. I want to figure out where that serpent went. And I might hope that Shrine returns to that room. I might find them out. Again, if you want me to take Will Daughter, I will. I intend to apologize to them personally if I get a chance. Be careful.
Take care.
You're welcome.
And you'll probably know where to find me at some point or another.
I certainly will. The hour hasn't quite passed yet, so we'll see what will happen with that. Okay. You guys are now in a again odd space. You can some of you can kind of see. Let me just actually get an idea. They told you that kind of to your down here's the way up, and somewhere else around here should be an exit that goes to the outside and a room a place that goes to like the some type of room with a cube. The rest of here is uncertain. As in, this rest of this must be where they have people in cages or something. That's kind of what you got the gist of. There seems to be an open cage here, and towards here is a cage with a weird, spiky, kind of frost-looking toad creature. You can also see what looks to be a large, sleeping person, maybe like an ogre or something. You're not quite sure. Additionally, before we do too much, are you guys stealthing or no?
yes.
yeah. But Norris is gonna do it at
Okay.
disadvantage because he's carrying a person.
Okay, roll stealth.
Might as well. If everyone's stealthing, there's no point not trying.
the heck? That's a 26 from me. Oh,
Okay. Well, you guys can move as you wish. I'd say, Snowcap, you would recognize this is to be a frost toad. And it appears to be asleep. Actually, I'd say Jebabu would know that too.
And like, are frost toads generally friendly? Do they have any relationship with the frost newts?
It's theorized they might be from the same place that frost newts come from, albeit or one of them. Some people think they let's see, they come from one of the 9 realms.
okay.
Let's see. I always get this one confused because it's Niflheim? Yeah. Yes, some people think they come from Niflheim. And some people also claim that frost newts come from Niflheim. Sorry, not from frost newts, sorry, frost salamanders. Others say they come from some subplane of the plane. Oh shit, okay, cool. Oh, right. You guys can see
Or
I forget the bit. I forget the it kind of depends. Do a nature check. You say it kind of depends on circumstance. They can be trained to be unfriendly. In the wild, it really depends. Some are friendly, some aren't. There are theories that like it's the females are more aggressive than the males. It's something that I'd say. I'd say that generalistically, like the females are a little more aggressive. But they're not something that's like inherently going to attack you on all ends. They can be tamed regardless, but it just depends on circumstance. Whereas some are more aggressive because of other reasons. It is a complex thing that you don't know everything about. But you would say that generalistically, the females are a little more aggressive than the males, and their aggression depends on circumstance. If you have like a question that's a little more specific than that, like what kind of circumstance that could be, I can kind of answer that if you roll like a survival check, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say that during the mating season, they're generally more aggressive in general, which is not well. I'd say the mating season would probably be winter since they're weird winter animals that are bizarre. And they have specialized means. So it's getting close to the season where they're more aggressive, and the females are more aggressive in general throughout all seasons, with the males being less aggressive. I'd say that you would know that this one is a female. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah. Given you've got good enough of a nature and good enough, the survival's good enough. Yeah. I can have you do a medicine check if you want to get close. But yeah, it looks like it's probably a female based off of spike orientation, albeit sometimes it's hard to tell. They're probably easier to tell than most frogs and toads, given the spikes can kind of give you a hint at the sex.
Also, what is kind of like the general like? Is this a very like easy to break cage? Is there like a dropped key around here?
There does not appear to be a drop key around here. It does look like they all require keys though. This one just seems to be open and empty. There doesn't seem to be anything in this particular cage indicating it was used super recently. There are some linens and things at the bottom, but they don't look like super recent. Albeit it's hard to tell.
Like, in the lock, is it like a master lock? Or is it like something more sophisticated? Because a master lock can be opened with another master lock.
Okay, question. When you say master lock, is that something that makes sense in the context of like?
It's a type of lock. It's like a brand of lock.
It's a brand.
Okay.
If you've watched Lockpicking Lawyer.
Okay, yeah, it's probably not a I was gonna say that the lock is built into the cage itself.
I don't mean like, oh, is it a like that kind of lock? I'm talking about quality.
It looks okay. It looks kind of standard, but it looks like it might be hard to like. You could maybe try lockpicking them. Is what I'd say. It might be possible. It definitely like whether they're magical or not is uncertain. Albeit it doesn't seem like they're magical, but it does seem like something that could be lockpicked if you're at the right angle. Most likely, it does seem to be that they all require a key though.
I kind of like relock this cage and try to like practice lockpicking on it.
Okay. So you guys rolled stealth. What did you get? 16. Okay. Question for generalistically for people. Is sleight of hand used for lockpicking?
Yes and no.
I know there's a lockpicking kit. I don't know. I didn't know if
it can be if you want it to be.
I kind of want it to be. First, do you have proficiency with lockpicking tools, and do you have lockpicking tools?
Okay. No, I do have proficiency with thieves tools and.
Wait? Oh, are those the same thing? No, they're not. Are they? They might be.
So.
Are lockpicking tools? Maybe that's just thieves tools. Because that makes sense to me. Oh wait, are lockpicking tools? I think 5e.
No, it's thieves tools.
Okay, there we go. Okay, good. In that case, you're good. Do you have thieves tools?
Do you have thieves tools? Is the next question.
I'm not sure why. Like, I was given a cartographer poisoner in disguise kit by Nautilus, but he never gave me disguise kit for some reason. Never gave me disguise kit for some reason.
Just because you got proficiency doesn't mean you have the tool.
Is your initial class rogue or is it a ranger? Okay, yeah, you probably didn't have it unless you wanted to have had it in the past and talked to me. You probably could, but there are probably ways you could find one maybe. But yeah, if you have you can try to find some things like to use, but as of current, if you don't have a lot like these tools, you wouldn't really have most adequate stuff to try that with. You'd have to find like a little knife or something that would be helpful, and even then, it might not be as good as thieves' tools. Okay. Additionally, you would also see.
Wait, I do have thieves' tools. I thought you were talking about. Wait, no, I don't. Sorry, I was tweaking.
I got hyped for half a second. Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Okay, Drott. Okay. Where's everyone? Let's see. Nautilus is over there next to the statue. Drott and Tourmaline. Okay. You guys see what looks like a weird little thing built into the wall. It might be like it's hard to say what exactly it is. If it's like a pedestal to hold things or something to pray towards, you're not sure. Drott, you notice what definitely appears to be a really wacky pit with a bunch of blades at different layers on it. It looks like it goes pretty deep, and directly across from the pit, there's a thing that says "restricted access only," and placed upon a large wooden platform. I say wooden platform. It goes up. It's not like tall, but it is it's like a couple inches above the ground. The wooden platform is. But yeah.
Do I see anything like behind it, Ro? Oh, no.
Behind what? Behind this?
Yeah.
It's built onto the ground, like past here?
Yeah.
It looks to be the path continues, yes. And it seems to kind of dark in there. It doesn't seem to be any like lit. It any like candles in that direction.
Is Drop dumb enough to go there on his own?
What's your intelligence at?
That doesn't mean much. It's 11.
Okay. Roll a 1d10. If you get a 1, I'll say that Drop would probably think to go there on his own. Okay.
What?
I'd say 1 or 2 or 3, but you got a 5. Okay. Well, no. Alright. What are the rest of you guys doing? We're not gonna go too long, by the way. We'll probably end in like a couple minutes. I'll explore this a little more. And you guys got mostly good. Oh, wait. Okay, one of you didn't roll very well with stealth, and we'll get to you in a second.
Kind of hard to stealth when your head's on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So, as you're moving around, I would like you, Greffa, I would like you to roll another stealth check. Okay, you're not doing good. You kind of crack on a little bit of yeah. You are actively a light source. You can't really hide yourself that well. At least, I mean, you have a cloak, but you're not sure if it's fireproof or not. You kind of step on like a little rock or a piece of wood, and this little creature seems to awake. Okay, let's see if I still have frog calls on here. Okay, do. Let's find it.
There's a little object over here. What is this little object?
I will get to that in a second. Oh, here we go. The creature seems to have awakened and started to make a little chirp. Okay. As you kind of make the noise, for you, this appears to be a rug, a really big rug.
No, I mean right next to it.
A ladder.
No.
Oh, a torch. It looks to be an unlit torch. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it because of the writing of your name. That looks like a bunch of torture tools.
Is there any fan enough that I can put in a log?
Yeah, there looks to be a lot of stuff you could. There's actually a lot of it looks like a mixture of stuff. There's probably enough stuff here that you could probably, if you got like a little case or bag together, you could probably make something that'd be equivalent or maybe even as decent as a thieves' tools kit. You just have to take your time picking out what looks good and what doesn't.
How much time would I have to take?
5 to 10 minutes.
I'm gonna be doing that.
Okay. Additionally, you see a little sign along some of the equipment that simply says, "Return torture equipment to rack when finished." Okay. Additionally, okay, before we get to anything too quickly, I just want to mention where we at? Okay. Greffa,
Yes.
you seem to have awoken this little frog here, and it started to make a little bit of noise. You can clearly see that there's a sleeping ogre, maybe? Or who knows what they are. And if this thing wakes the ogre, who knows what will happen. You don't know if they're a major threat or not, nor do you know if they have the means to awaken other people. Regardless, the frog seems to have made a little bit of noise, a little like frog chirp or whatever, a little ribbit, and seems to be looking at you.
Hello, little friend. How are you doing?
I have better frog calls than that one. That's just the one I could find right now.
I like that one. That one, it was cute.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a common gray tree frog. I think a spade foot would
There's
be better.
no sound for an ice frog. There's no sound.
Yeah,
for
I know, but a spade foot would be good though. I think that kind of makes sense. Okay, whatever. It seems to kind of make some noise back and looks at you, and then its focus kind of shifts a little bit with something directly next to you. Jevaboo, are you still a big caterpillar?
Yeah, I'm medium sized. And how tall is like the ceilings? Like how tall is this like cave?
The ceiling goes about I'd say about 15 to 20 feet up.
15. Okay. I'm about like 10. I'd like to be like crawling like on the side of the wall, like 10 to 15 feet up.
Okay. Well, the frogs seem to have noticed you, and it
Me
like looks
too.
in your direction, yeah, and then it kind of shifts back towards the higher person, and it seems kind of somewhat content, but it does kind of keep looking at you, as if you're food.
Mm-hmm.
You might be about almost as you're only slightly smaller than it, if anything, and it probably could,
Yeah.
like it might have some difficulty eating you if it
Yeah,
tried, but it looks like it's a yummy, tasty food.
I'm sure it's got a big mouth. I'm sure it'd have no
Okay.
problem getting me one gulp. I'm gonna when it sees me, I'm just gonna kind of go back, kind of around this corner. I want to be
Well,
like around the corner, but like going back on this square puts me like on the other side. But like I still want to be on the wall.
I can make it so that here I can do it. I will say. Oh wait. First, do you want me to? There's some one thing I can do is I can make it so you can't go onto the other side. But if you want that, otherwise I can just say that you'd be like here.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I forgot we can do that.
Yeah. I have a thing
Yeah.
I can make it so to prevent you guys from accidentally going past the barriers, but I typically just trust you guys to not screw it up too often. Because of if I make it so you can't, that means sometimes if I have things too tight, you can't get into certain areas. Okay. I'm gonna let people decide. Let's see. Anything else? I'm gonna say we're gonna end it here for now, just because it's getting a little late. Okay. All
That's
right.
good.
Okay. That's where we're ending the session. Let's do boom points now. Oh. I can put on some fun music. Okay, who'd like to go first?
Okay, I am gonna give I'm giving Nautilus a boon point for pointing out the absurdity of forgetting Granny Forgetto's name.
Thank you. That was funny. I don't think I have one to give today. I am sorry.
Who's going next?
I'll give mine to Cheesecake for doing charisma rolls. Which they barely get done.
Yay, thank you.
I think they're more commonly done against players. By players.
Okay. who wants to go next? Griffa?
Yeah, I gotta give mine to Draught for kind of as an apology for literally fucking roasting him as our first interaction.
Okay.
He'll always be king of the globals for me.
Oh yeah,
Genevieve,
then
you
he
want-
just fucking casually rizzed up someone else, just like that.
I don't want to
Jeff,
call
you
that
want to go?
casually. He gave them a fucking drug to make them fall in love. There was.
But he did so casually.
You're right.
I'm gonna give it to Greffa, for for burning Draught in their first encounter. That's pretty funny.
I typically want people to not to give it for the same reason. Is there another reason you can give one?
They gave it a drop for that. That was different. That was.
I gave it.
Jet,
Yeah,
she,
different.
she gave it to Dre.
Different side.
Devabu
Point
gave
taken,
it to
point taken,
Cheesecake.
point taken. Point taken.
Huzzah.
Okay. Torlin, do you want to give one?
Trying to.
Amethyst, you want to give one? You don't have to. Oh, talking. Oh, okay, I see. I'm sorry. Okay, they don't do one. I'm gonna give one to. Oh boy, I had two. If someone would give, I don't want to go too ham. I'm gonna give one to Cheesecake in regard
Okay.
to for going for it in terms of introducing your character. I think there was maybe some difficulties, given I kind of specifically I give you very little to go off of, and that was on purpose. And I'm happy we did that. Albeit I'm not gonna actually save it. Actually, who knows? Maybe I gave him a lot to give. Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm saying this on purpose to mislead you, and they do have a lot. But I'll say, given the circumstances, I think it worked out really well. And I'm happy we went about it. I will also give one. Oh God, I feel like people have done this a little bit too much. I'm gonna give one to Draught for like the ballsiness of actually using a love potion like that.
Hey, no one checks when you're coughing up stuff if someone hands you a drink.
Okay, now here's the problem.
That's evil. That's actually such an evil sentence.
I have some more I can give, but I don't know if I want to give too many. I don't want. This is not. It's not going to be an everyone gets one session, but I could give two more for reasons that are non-typical.
I'm interested.
Okay, sure. I'll go for it then. I'm gonna give one to Amethyst and Titus for managing to get to the session despite circumstances.
No, thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate that. I'm glad I didn't have to miss. That was really
big
frustrating.
hugs.